Hello, everyone. Man, there's a lot going on. So this episode is gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's just gonna be a little bit strange. So there's been a lot going on in the old world of Seth. Today was an interesting day. So I'm gonna start with the bad stuff and just get it out of the way. That way I'm done talking about it, and then I can talk about the good stuff because there's a lot of good stuff going on. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the bad stuff first, and the good stuff because that's just gonna be easier. So bad stuff. So today I was at work, and it was like 11 o'clock, or it was like 10:40. So it's like 10:40, and I have to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm sitting on the toilet. Just being honest, sitting on the toilet, and one of the guys I work with comes in, and they're like, "Hey, Seth," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Hey, dude, you need got a meeting right now." And I was like, okay," which is super scary. An unexpected meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday is just a weird. Uh, it's just weird. So I go into the meeting, and the first thing that my boss says is, "Well, none of you are losing your jobs today," which seems like a great thing to hear, but then he followed it with, "But there's 49 other people that are." So basically, he was telling us that my new job, Columbia College, there was 49 people that were let go today. Um, I'm not at liberty to talk about much, but I'll just read you what the Columbian Missourian website says because that's the safest thing for me to do. So they just said that Columbia College cuts 25 employees from city campus, 49 total. They laid off 49 employees across 36 locations, including 25 from the main Columbia campus. Scott Dalrymple, the president, he said that in a strong economy, fewer people go back to school. These decisions were not made lightly. So, to the 49 people that lost their jobs today, that really, really sucks. And I'm really sorry. I don't know why I was not fired today because the everything makes sense for me to get fired. I've only been working there for like a month. I haven't even really started training yet. I denied all my health benefits because I'm still on my mom's insurance. Like, it would have made so much sense for me to lose my job today, and I didn't. So I am so grateful to God or any other higher power that's looking out for me. And I am very thankful that I didn't lose my job, considering the fact that my wife is pregnant, and we're also trying to buy a house and all this other stuff that's going on. But yeah, so it's kind of scary. It's a little bit of a rough time right now. But like I said, I'm not gonna say anything too much because I don't really know much. I know just enough to be dangerous. In the words of one of my coworkers, Brian, who also still kept his job. So good on us. Our whole department was not touched, thank God. Because I've only been there like a month, but the whole department's like a family, man. Everybody gets along. Everybody likes each other. It's a good group of people, and I'm really lucky that we didn't get impacted as much as other departments. And they won't tell us who all lost their jobs. They won't give us any names, which is understandable. And I wouldn't give any names here. I'm just saying that it's something that's very serious and something that did happen today. And it's a big deal. Work is awkward right now. The vibe is very everybody's cautious. With understandably, but it's just very heavy to think that a lot of people woke up this morning and they could have had the best day of their life until 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, and then they lost their job, And like I said, I'm thankful that I did not. I'm very grateful. And to the people that did, the 49 people that did, I'm so sorry, and I wish you the best, and I really, really, really hope that everything works out for you. I don't agree with their decision. I don't really understand their decision. I'm doing my best to understand it, but at the same time, it's not my job to understand it, so I'm not going to dig too deep. I'm just going to do my job, do my part, and just keep my head low. I think that's the best move for me to make. Just go kind of under the radar, and hopefully I can stay that way. But yeah, so any friends and family that might watch this, I don't know who watches this, but if you're watching this and you do read the whole thing about the Columbia College thing, don't ask me what's going on, because I honestly don't know, and I'm not allowed to share any information anyway, because I don't want to lose my job, and I don't know what the parameters are to how much information they're wanting to put out. So I'm not at a liberty to comment or anything. I'm just saying I'm very grateful that I have my job, and I'm really sorry to those that don't, and I hate that, and it sucks. But it's one thing is, I mean, you got to look at Columbia College like it's a business, and that's just what it is, But enough of the bad stuff. So, bad stuff is gone. Bad stuff's over. Okay, now we're on to the good things. So, good thing number one. Kind of good, kind of bad. So this one's just more of kind of been a headache for me. I was recently doing some exploring on YouTube and on the internet and stuff, and I found out that there is a lot of things called black coffee. So you can probably already see where this is going. But if you go on like YouTube and you look up Black Coffee Podcast, which is what I named my podcast because I love black coffee, which I explained it very well why I named my podcast that. But if you go onto YouTube and you type in black coffee and click enter, very first thing is an artist named Black Coffee, and he's got some pretty decent music. I haven't really listened to him too much, but I did check him out because I was like, oh, hey, Black Coffee. How cool would it be to get Black Coffee on the Black Coffee Podcast? And I was like, that'd be sweet. And then I got to looking, and if you type in Black Coffee Podcast and you click enter, there's already a podcast named Black Coffee Rinse Podcast. Also, Black with No Cream, which is a podcast, and Black Coffee Podcast. So, in order to not get sued and not get any sort of legal problems in the future if this ever takes off, I decided to go ahead and just make a change. I'm small enough that it's not going to really affect me. Not enough people are searching for me. People that are subscribed are just going to stay subscribed. Obviously, I'm not creating a new channel or anything. I'm just doing a little rebranding. So, that being said, we are going to unveil the new logo and theme for the Aeroseth podcast. So here it is. This is the Aeroseth podcast. So yeah, like I said, it's just to avoid a headache, man. It would have been awful to try and deal with all the legal troubles of being a podcast with another name as the same podcast. And I'm sure that it would have been fine just because I had the in front of it. But, I mean, I don't want to risk anything. I mean, good grief. What was her name? Katy Perry. She got sued by a Christian artist because she used the same beat as him. And then whenever you listen to the beat, they're barely similar, but he won. I mean, so if like he can get away with that and he can do that to Katy Perry, I don't even want to take my chances being a small little baby YouTube channel slash podcast. So I just went ahead and for those of you that don't know, my gamer tag is aeroseth89. It has been since I was able to play Xbox. I thought of it just based on the band Aerosmith, and I really liked it. So I just went with the Aeroseth podcast because it's easiest. Also, I tried a million different names of like the Aeropod, Aerocast, Arrowverse cast, but I tried everything to try and make something original, and I just couldn't come up with anything that was good enough for me. So I just went with the Aeroseth podcast, and I created a ton of logos because y'all know me. And if you don't know me, I am low-key obsessed with graphic design and art in general. So I made, I made a ton of logos in graphic design, which I've talked about before, and it is awesome. But I made like a YouTube banner, and I made, let's see if I can pull them all up here. I got about 1 million things rolling on my laptop right now, so it's moving slow. So I got a ton of thumbnails that I made so that whenever I post like Instagram pictures and stuff, it's not just a picture with a filter on it. It's legitimately a new colored picture, which I thought was kind of cool, which I'll pull those up too. But a lot of the things is it's just my logo that I kind of branded as myself. It's my beard outlined in like a minimalist design with my gamer tag has the text across it, like right where my eyes and nose would kind of be, so it comes like right through there. But yeah, you can kind of see this took me forever to do because I had to go through and I had to rearrange every shape to create the beard. But it was really easy. I just took a selfie and then uploaded the selfie onto the page, and then I just started going around my beard outlined, and just created, used a bunch of different polygons and rectangles and stuff, and just made a minimalist design of my beard. And then for those of you that have used graphic design, or that you've watched me use it, or you've seen me demonstrate it and you think it's interesting, one really neat trick is once you have a bunch of things all together, you can click on them, and then you can actually go up to here to modify, and then you click create compound, and it actually makes them one big bulk object. So that's nice. That's how I did most of this. But yeah, so once it's a bulk object, you can actually click on it as a whole, and you can move it around. We're not going to do too much because, like I said, it took me forever. So yeah, but yeah, that's my new logo. That's the new design. That's the rebranding of the page. So this will actually be posted as the Aeroseth podcast / the last Black Coffee podcast, which like I said, I'll post a different colored thumbnail, which I mean I'll recycle them, because I've got too many, but I'll kind of go through them here with you just so you can kind of see them quickly. But yeah, so I made the thumbnail. It's the banner page along with like my branded logo, and then I put like my Blue Yeti microphone here too, which, like I said, I did all this in graphic design, so it's pretty sweet. But I got a bunch of different colors, and I'm pretty proud of them. I probably spent like 3.5 hours one night doing all this and uploading the new banner and everything onto the YouTube page, which took forever as well. But yeah, whenever you watch this, comment and tell me which one's your favorite color. And yeah, man, I like that one, and that one's kind of like the Joker, and that one's like, unfortunately, it's like the Seattle Seahawks, but go Vikings. But yeah, man, I spent forever working on this, so I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, I'm going hard. I'm trying to really do this. But it's hard, it's a difficult thing to do, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. I got to edit the videos. I got to create the logos. I got to, upload them. I got to do everything. And it's very difficult. It's very time consuming. It takes me about 3.5 to 4 hours to do one video. So it's a lot. But the other good news is we got our appraisal back on our house, and everything was good. So Darian and I, my wife and I, will be moving to our new house on March 10th. What's up, dude? We are so excited. It's one big thing that's good news because it's like, whoa, we did this. But it's also kind of scary news because I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. So I'll show you a picture of the house. I probably shouldn't, actually, so I'm not going to. But we got approved for a loan back in or pre-approved. Sorry, we got pre-approved for a loan back in like January. And then we had to do the inspection, and then we just got the appraisal back. And the appraisal, if you've never bought a house, the way that it works is you have to get an appraisal, and the appraiser will go through and take pictures of the inside and the outside of the house, and he will sum up basically what he thinks it's worth, including like the property that it's on and all that stuff. And so if you're going to buy a house for $150,000, then you have to make a contract with the seller and all that kind of stuff and get all that stuff put together. And then once you get it appraised, it can actually appraise for lower than what you're willing to give. And so you can either back out of the contract based on any clause that you might put in the contract, or you can pay the difference. And my wife and I were willing to move so bad that we were just going to pay the difference, or at least try to, unless it was like some substantial amount. But luckily for us, the amount of money that we offered on the house is the amount the house actually appraised for more. And so the seller can't ask for the full amount. They just get what we give them. So luckily for us, the house approved or was appraised for more than what we were going to pay. So we are good to go on that. So we will be signing our final paperwork on March 10th, and then we can move whenever. We'll have a key to a house. So that is super duper exciting news. Also, she's doing really good. She's pregnant. She's like 7 months pregnant, and you can't tell at all, but she's doing great. I'm super pumped about that. If you didn't watch the gender reveal video, then you're going to be like, who is this? But Stella, our baby, which is what we're planning to name her, is doing great. She's moving a lot and kicking a lot, and I've been able to feel her kick and stuff. It's really cool. And it's just, there's a lot of good going on, but there's also some scary stuff that's been happening, like with the whole job thing. But, yeah, man, life's been going pretty good so far. So hopefully everything stays good and, it doesn't get bad. My boss keeps telling me not to worry about the whole job thing. He just keeps telling me, like, you're fine, they fired 49 people today. If they were going to fire any more, you would have been on that, you would have already been fired. Because 49 people in one big layoff is a big amount of people. Usually companies will do like 10 right now, and then 10, like 6 now, and then 6 in a couple weeks, and do like these slow, long layoffs. But I guess Dalrymple just decided that it was best to just cut it. Just do it all at once. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. And also, it's kind of confusing, and it really just kicked morale right in the balls. But it's fine, I guess. I mean, whatever, dude. You're the boss. Like, you're the big boss. Excuse me. But yeah, so other than those like 3 things, I don't have much else to say. I just really wanted to fill everybody in because I don't know if who watches this. I don't know who's getting on here and checking this out, but I do know that if you're family and you're watching it, then that's cool. That's awesome. But if you're not, then you should, because I just told you all the information you're going to be texting me about. So, especially if you see my school on the news and you're like, what the heck is going on, Seth? So, hopefully everything's good. But like I said, I'm safe right now. So that's the good news. Also, we're in a house, so that's also good news. And the dogs are good too, for anybody that was wondering about how our dogs were doing. I know some people are quite invested in our dogs. But yeah, man, I do want to say that I have been kind of thinking about taking this podcast on the old Xbox. I thought about playing games and recording while I play because I'd like to do that. I think it would be kind of interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can take it in that direction. I'm not really sure how to set up all the streaming and stuff. I'm sure it's pretty easy. I actually did like 2 episodes with a buddy. We called it the First Try Podcast based on the Lego movie whenever Batman's throwing all the batarangs and he throws like probably 500 and then he finally hits the button and he's like, first try. So we based it on that and then we played like Grand Theft Auto or something and then the next night, I don't remember what we played, but we talked about Marvel comics and DC comics and all that kind of stuff. It was super nerdy, but it was pretty fun. It was nice to play Xbox and have that to kind of talk about. But I thought about doing it with games that I've never played before. And because I know that, like, for instance, there's this game in this series called The Witcher. And for those of you that have seen it, it is also a series on Netflix. But this game, it's really expansive game. It's a big gameplay, a lot of story. And it has got a huge cult following. And I've barely played it. And so I thought about doing it from like the beginning and playing it as like a new person. And that way, I think it's very interesting to think about somebody experiencing something for the first time and being able to experience it through their eyes, kind of. And so I kind of thought maybe that I could do something like that, where I could play a game for the first time, record it, and almost do like a reaction video while I'm going through the campaign. It sounds kind of boring. I would obviously chunk it up in segments because some campaigns can take like 12 to 13 hours to complete. So I'd definitely do like a 2-hour segment and then a 2-hour segment and play for, 2 hours at a time or whatever, and just work my way through a game, and literally never play it without recording. So that way everything is fresh, everything is new. I don't know what to expect. I wouldn't look anything up. I'd just play the game. I think that would be kind of interesting. And it's not because I'm running out of ideas. It's because I'm trying to explore different options of what I might like. And I feel like if I were to do something like that, I could use it as a good setup for how to start your podcast for that whole kind of series that I started this with. So I could do like a how to start your own stream from somebody that has no idea how to start a stream. So I don't know. We'll see. Plus that stuff is super popular now, and maybe I could get decked out in like some sweet gear, like Puma or something could sponsor me. That'd be dope. I get a tracksuit for gaming. They do that now. There's a whole shoe line based for gamers. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video. It's pretty short. It's not too bad. But yeah, so things are going good. Things aren't going bad. Things are doing great. Yeah, man. Just hit me up in the comments, like the video, subscribe if you want. It's whatever. I don't care. Your call, free will. And thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I hope that you're getting something out of it, and I hope that you're feeling like you're a part of my life, or a part of some of it anyway. But yeah, if you have any questions or want to talk, hit me up on whatever. I'm good to chat, man. So, peace, take care, thanks for watching, bye everybody.